At this time, please put your hands together as we welcome Minister Michael Kerzner, dear friend. Sincerely, General Auditorium.
Erev Tov, bonsoir à tous, ladies and gentlemen. There are three words that I'd like to say, Ein lanu milim, to the Lapidot family and to the families that have watched in horror with the Jewish community for 1 year. We have no words. Our community has been tested like never before. People have questioned our right to exist as a Jewish community here in our democratic country of Canada, in our province of Ontario, where for generation after generation, we have helped build the metaphoric quilt of our province, and we've helped build our province, not for ourselves, but for everybody. The Jewish community understands anti-Semitism, Majed. And I want to thank you so much for organizing today's events. And to welcome, a message of allyship. You see, Majed, I've stood together with my community for 1 year, week after week, at the corner of Bathurst and Shepherd, with one message. The message week after week, and there's people here who helped organize it, Olga and Esther and others. There was one message that we stand for. When the rest of the world would find it okay to forget about their own, when the rest of the world would say it's okay to leave people behind, when the rest of the world would say, give it up, you've been there for 52 weeks, it's time to quit. Those that come out week after week have a different message, that there is no government in the world, there's nobody in the world, there's no democratic country like Israel that would ever leave anyone behind. And the democratic state of Israel will not do that. So for us at Bathurst and Shepherd, we will stay as long as it takes to send a message of reassurance that the distance between our community and Israel is not so big when you think of the prayers in our hearts. We will pray for the safe return of the hostages. But I want to speak about something else. Thank you. I want to speak about the unacceptable rise of anti-Semitism and hate confronting our communities. I want to talk about what's going on in our schools and in our colleges and in our universities. So many of us have educated our children and we're educated ourselves in a system that we trusted, in a system that we believe the educators understood that every life is precious, regardless of our faith and regardless of our culture or background. Professor Irwin Cotler, the former Justice Minister of Canada, is absolutely right when he says there is no moral equivalency to anti-Semitism. And we remember his words today on the cusp of October the 7th. We remember those words. Here in the Revival Times Tabernacle, I remember the power of two individuals that built this tabernacle for everyone. The late Bishop Audley James, may he always be an inspiration for us. And Reverend Rosenda James, may she continue to live a long life with meaning and with teaching. I think of them because Bishop James went to Israel. He went to Israel on an allyship trip with Jewish people. He understood the power of coming together, of never giving up, of always standing up for people, always. And I can't think of anybody, thank you. And I'm inspired today to see my friend Pastor Judith James, who together with her family continue that tradition of warmth and welcome. Thank you. Even now, for the Jewish community, as we say the words Yom Harat Olam, we have to understand this is our new year. This is a chance to look at it with fresh eyes, but it's very hard. We can't separate what's going on in Israel. We just can't do it. We can't close our eyes at night wondering what will be there in the morning. And we know if Israel doesn't exist, every person free in the world will never exist. And there must be a point in time when you want to stand up and protect our democracy and the democratic values. What happens in Israel matters. It matters a lot. It matters right here in our community. It matters. So I believe, Pastor Judith and Majed, we can never give up in hope. And that's what you spoke of also today, Majed. We can never give up. Hope is the master thread that connects darkness into light. Hope is something that we say in Hatikva, Od lo havda tikvatenu. Hope has to endure. And all we have to do for those naysayers who think that our time has come, go back to the story that we're reading in the Old Testament, go back to the strength of the community through the generations, go back to the founding of the modern day state of Israel in 1947 and 1948, go back to the 73 war, go back to any point in time from the founding of the modern day state of Israel. We will endure. We will endure. And for those who think this is the new norm of anti-Semitism in our own community, that you can move the goalie posts, that you can change it, that you can disrupt the lives of our precious young, wherever they are, that you can taunt us in the middle of streets, taunting us, saying things that are offensive to us when we did nothing to deserve it. I have a message. Ontario is bigger than that. Ontario is better than that. Ontario is a warm and welcoming and nurturing province for everyone. Ontarians understand the power of friendship. And I can tell you this, as long as I have a voice, I will be there for the Jewish community. I will be there for everyone that champions the values of decency and warmth and caring. Majed, I will be there for the Christians and the Muslims. I will be there for everyone because I understand 3 words. And while we say today, Ein lanu milim, how can we say words that would comfort your family? We say 3 other words tonight, so appropriate. Yisroel, Chai. Amen. Thank you. Merci beaucoup.